What's up, Jam Fam? Today we are going to talk about our experiences from moving all the way from Indiana all the way to Denver, Colorado. So we're gonna get into that right now. So I go to a school in Indianapolis called IUPUI. I go to school for information technology with a concentration in security, and I wanted an internship, so I got onto Indeed.com, scrolled, applied to like 30 places, and finally, after tons of places messaging me back and telling me absolutely not, I finally got a company to reply to me in Colorado. So we moved to Colorado, and now we're here. So this is our actual experience while we've been here. Anywhere from trying to find the hotel to actually staying where we're at now and making it a home for ourselves. So it's an 18-hour drive from Indiana to Colorado. On the drive, we'll just talk about all the crazy shit that's happened to us so far. Finding the apartment was insane. So Colorado rent is absolutely absurd. It's anywhere from like $1,300 to $2,200 a month. And I'm making enough just enough to get by,
right? But
not enough to go out and have fun absolutely every weekend. So it just shows that even when you think that you make a lot of money, you don't make a lot of money. There's never enough, it seems like. But finding the hotel was absolutely horrible. It was horrendous. We finally ended up, instead of staying in an apartment, because then you had to sign a lease and you had to do all that, we ended up just staying in an extended stay. Look them up if you don't know what they are. They're basically like a hotel that has a kitchen and you can stay in it full time. At the end of this video or something, we can like kind of show off the apartment. Our apartment is $1,600 a month. Is that how much we spent?
That's how much we spent this month. This
month we spent $16. Last month we spent $1,200. It changes because it's a hotel. Kind of sucks, but that's just how it is. So on our drive, I'll just start with this. On the crazy stuff that we saw from our drive from Indiana to Colorado. First of all, Kansas. You guys have the most boring state I've ever drove through my life.
Yes.
It was so flat and green and boring. It was horrible. I never want to live in Kansas. Sorry, but it's the truth.
Right.
Finding the hotel was actually super fun. So the hotel / apartment that I thought I booked, which is the one that we're staying in now, ended up not being the one that I booked.
Well, at first the person that he talked to put in the complete wrong information for everything. Said that one person was staying, even though he multiple times said 2 people were staying. Gave us the wrong room because there was a room that we were supposed to get, and instead of getting that room, the person like messed up and then the offer was gone, so we had to get like a different room. The information that they put under his name was all messed up.
Okay, so I told them my phone number, which I'm not going to say on here obviously because that's a big no-no, but they put my phone number down as 480-111-2222. I don't know whose phone number that is. I don't think that's a real phone number.
No.
That was fun. We call again and I'm like, hey, you guys have all my information wrong, and they're like, oh, okay, our bad, let's fix it up. So they fixed all of our information, and then we thought we were good until we got here, and then we got here and it wasn't good.
It was one of the worst and most stressful days we have ever had, ever in our lives. So we get to our extended stay, and the lady was really nice, and she basically explained like, you guys are gonna be here for a while. I'm gonna give you 3 different rooms to go look at. Be picky, choose what you want. They all look the same, but you know, just to make sure that this is what you want. So we go into our first room, and it's basically a motel room. There is a bed, a dresser and a TV in front of it, and then this little itty bitty kitchenette. No oven at all. There's no oven. Only 2 burners for a stove and a small bathroom. It was very dirty. There was a lot of it was just a very dirty place, and
a lot of dust, film, filth,
hair. There was hair in the blankets, and in the first one we went into, there was a bag over the smoke alarm. So we were like, let's go look at the other one. So we went and looked at the other one. Basically the same thing, except there was no smoke alarm in this one, like at all. And we go up to the lady and we're like, this isn't what we thought we were gonna have. We can't stay without a smoke alarm. There's a bag over one of them. Like, this isn't what we thought we were walking into. And so after calling, I think it might have taken an hour or so, she was like, okay, just go to the other one up the street, like they have room for you. So we're like, okay, we're already bummed out, we're upset because we thought we were staying in like a studio apartment type of layout, and that was like a motel layout, and we're staying here for almost 3 months, so that's a long time to stay in a tiny space. So we get to the new one and she opens the door, and it's basically a studio apartment layout. It has a kitchen and has a stove. Forgot to say, the other lady, I asked her if any of the extended stays had a stove, and she told me no.
We have a stove.
We have one. We have a stove. So we got our room that we're in now. We got to pick from a couple.
We came over here. We chose the room that we have now, and then when we did, we had to go back to the other one to grab her car. So because we drove my car over here, so when we drove back the second time, I got into an argument with some guy out front. So like there's this little entryway, and so let's say it's like this. So hold your hands up like that. Like that. So say it's like this. You know, a car can go here and a car can go here, like normal traffic, right? Well, this guy like goes like right here in the middle. So I kind of like try to pull out to the side, and he like throws his hands up at me like it's my fault. So I'm like, what do you want? So then he starts cussing me out. I'm cussing him out. Oh, okay. Yeah, so
after the already stressfulness of the different hotels, and this was also our first time moving out, period, anyways. So not only were we moving out, we're moving out to a different state. It's all crazy, not what we thought it was. It was just very stressful, and then trying to get everything moved in. We didn't have everything, so here at Extended Stays, you have to request cups, plates, dishes, cooking utensils, and oven racks. So we didn't have anything in here, so we had to request that. And the people were very nice here, and like they got it all for us. We ended up getting 2 oven racks. Apparently they are very hard to find here, but we got them. Thank you to our wonderful mothers that went to Walmart and bought everything that we needed to stay here. They are a blessing. They didn't buy that.
I know, but it's important to me, and I wanted to show it. I have a Nintendo Switch. So yeah, they bought all of our important stuff.
They did.
And then we went out and bought cameras and laptops and Nintendo Switches and thanks, Mom.
Yeah, thanks, Mom.
I'm gonna check for make sure our crazy neighbor's not here. We can keep talking.
Okay.
I'll just listen to it.
Okay. So for me, moving out here was something that I did just because he was moving out here. I had to find a job out here because I'm not just gonna sit at home all day. So so I came here, and to get here I had to find a job. I really wanted to find one before we got here, so I had to call a bunch of places. I'm currently going to school for early childhood education. I wanted to find a job in a daycare or a child care facility. A lot of the daycares that I called and everything, understandably they didn't want to hire somebody over the phone, but I finally found one that did. That's where I work now. It's a really good place to work. It's a very good daycare. It's actually a private daycare, which I learned after I started working there. We found out that we were moving out here in November of last year and moved here in May of this year. So we had like a long time, but it was hard for me to get a job because a lot of daycares weren't hiring for summer help until April or May.
And then we thought that we were prepared, but we really weren't.
No.
So what we're gonna do at this point is we're gonna talk about some of the crazy experiences and some of the crazy stories.
So we actually live in like a really nice part of Colorado, but the people that live here in the extended stay are a different story.
We have had some very special neighbors. Okay.
Special neighbors.
He listens to us through the door, so
we can we'll watch, and there's like a dark path. We're at like the end of the hallway, and so there's a window right outside our door, and we will watch him walk by several times and just stop outside our door.
His name was blank,
Like, our first encounter with him was our very first day here, and we were down in the lobby, and he has a dog. I think it was like a PTSD dog. He just struck us as strange. His mom like loves dogs, and so she was like, oh, a dog, and he was like, give me food or go away. Like, that's what he said, like right off the bat. We were just like, oh, okay. The first night we're sitting here, this odor comes through our door from his room, a very, very strong smell of marijuana. Us and like our family we were sitting in here, and we were just very like confused as to why he was, because there actually is a fine here if you smoke in the rooms. Our moms went downstairs and they were like, listen, like he's smoking, like he's kind of weird, and they were like, oh, he's harmless, he's here all the time. Well, then this other lady said that there wasn't actually anybody supposed to be in that room, that they didn't have anyone staying in that room. So that was like really alarming at first. And the next time I ran into him, I don't even think it was you, the next time I ran in was, I was leaving for work, and I walk out and he's just standing there with his dog, and I was like, oh, hi. Like, his dog was at the door, like I think it heard me unlock it. I was like, oh, hi, and he was like, yeah, everybody only says hi to him and not me. And I was like, oh, he's like, because he's the cute one. I was like, have a good morning, bye, and like just ran downstairs.
So he gets high, right? And when he's not high, he talks to you like a normal person. Yeah, what's up? How's it going? Yeah.
He's very short and like doesn't want to be talked to when he's not high.
Right. When he's high, he talks like this.
Oh my god, this is cute, Zach, and I like you so much. Oh my god, these pants are so nice. Oh my god, your hair is so pretty. He talks in different voices.
He does. He has multiple different personalities.
So another time I ran into him, which what I think is what piqued a lot of his friendship with you, was we deactivated our key cards, or did we lock it in the room?
I think we deactivated it.
We deactivated our key cards because it's a hotel, so if you like put it against your phone, it deactivates. We had like waters or whatever that we had bought, and I'm just sitting up against the door waiting for Garrett to go down and get new key cards, and he walks up, our neighbor, and I'm like, hi, and then he starts talking to me about introverts and extroverts and all kinds of weird stuff. Well, then Garrett walks up and he introduces us to him, and I'm like, hi, I'm Annie and this is Garrett, and he tells us his name and we talk a little bit, and then he looks at Garrett and goes, so you're so-and-so, which was the guy's his name, and Garrett's like, no, you're so-and-so, I'm Garrett. And he's like, oh yeah, I got it, I'm with it. But right before then he was down in the lobby.
Oh, so he was making his coffee and he was singing about his coffee in the middle of the lobby in front of everybody. There's probably like 6 people down there at this time. He's singing about his coffee out loud in that real high-pitched voice. I was like, what in the world is going on? And
then comes up and talks to me. So we introduced ourselves. That's the day he showed us where his key card was. He kept it in the hallway, told us we should keep ours in the hallway. We didn't. He's
on multiple occasions while coming up the stairs, he's asked me if I've had any weed. Yeah, okay.
He had a lot of conversations with you. I'm usually not home when they have their conversations. He'll just stop you in the hallway and talk forever, just about anything. Our laundry room, we're sitting here in bed one night watching a movie. We had work the next day, it was like a Sunday night, and we hear this thing and we go outside and our fire alarm's going off and someone's going around knocking on all the doors like, get outside. We go outside, fire trucks come. We didn't know what was going on, but whatever happened was on the first floor. It wasn't that big of a fire because we never did see or smell any smoke. A couple days later, I had the day off work and I was doing laundry, and our door, the laundry door in the hotel is actually like where the firemen use like the crowbar and got it open. So now like the laundry door is like stays completely open. One of the washing machines was unplugged, so I'm assuming like someone probably just messed up and like
there's electrical fire in there, but
there's no damage to anything except the door. The door has to stay open all the time now, which is kind of
creepy
because then anybody can come in.
And they do. We've had 2 crazy people come in there. She experienced them. I didn't really experience them.
He was getting ready to go to the gym, and I was like, I'll just stay and get laundry done. And so he helped me carry it down because we're on the 3rd floor. We start putting it in, and I am done, and I turn, and there's this lady standing there, and she's like, honestly, I'm not trying to be mean, she just kind of looked like she wasn't there, and she was just staring at me. I said hi. She was like, hi. And she just like, she had like white stuff all over her hands and like on her face. I don't know if it was just dry skin or what it was. And then it was storming that day too, and she looked out the window and she starts like saying things to herself, and she starts like getting louder and like crying and talking about how there's purple skies, which the sky wasn't purple. It wasn't. And I just look over at Garrett, I'm like, please don't leave me. And then she just leaves. Like, she didn't have laundry, like she had nothing. And meanwhile, while she's in there, there's a guy at the vending machine. Only vending machines here. And he doesn't even pay attention or notice her. He's just like acting like it's some like normal day. I don't know. And Garrett leaves because the lady left. I was like, I'm fine, like I'll just call mom, whatever, just like keep myself busy. And then the guy comes back who was at the vending machine, and he can't get his quarters to go in. So we're like having this conversation about his quarters, and then he finally gets them to go in and presses in the number that he wants, and like nothing comes out. So like he spent all this time, like probably 10 minutes, trying to get these quarters to go in. He leaves and comes back and like gives the vending machine the finger.
He flips off the vending machine.
He flips off the vending machine, and then he just leaves. I was like, okay.
Thanks for watching the video. In the next video, we're going to be doing tips and suggestions for moving out on your own, and kind of how our experience went and what we recommend for anybody who's moving out for the first time. Thanks for watching the video. We'll catch you guys later. Thanks a lot, Jam Fam.